Welcome back to the deep dive. Imagine pulling up a chair with us, maybe by a crackling fire out here in the bush, after a long day on safari.
Sounds perfect.
Tonight, we're going a bit deeper than just spotting animals. We want to talk about the stories, the culture that's all woven around the wildlife here.
That's right. Everyone knows the Big Five, but your source material talks about the Magnificent Seven, which actually it lists 8 animals under that heading.
Right, 8 icons.
Yeah.
And our mission tonight is really to get into the folklore, the spiritual side of things, what these animals mean traditionally.
Exactly. Uncover those deeper meanings, the stories that people have told for centuries. Some of them might surprise you.
I always find that so fascinating how deep these beliefs run. Let's start with the rhinos. The source mentions the southern white rhino first, a symbol of harmony, communal strength.
Yes, and you feel that. You really do. They're often called gentle giants. And when you see a group, a crash, grazing together peacefully, there's this quiet power.
Sort of collective strength.
Yeah, like they embody that resilience through being together, moving as one. It's like watching something ancient, some kind of old wisdom.
And then the contrast, the southern black rhino. Your notes say they're seen as symbols of pure strength, resilience, guardians almost.
Oh, absolutely. There's a different energy entirely. You feel it immediately, a kind of fierce protective spirit.
More solitary, aren't they?
Often, yes, and very territorial. You approach them with a different kind of respect. You acknowledge that unique, unyielding spirit. It connects right back to that folklore of them being guardians of the land.
They really demand your full attention.
They do. They feel like the raw power of the savannah itself.
It's amazing how knowing those stories changes how you see them, how you react. Okay, moving on. The lion. Can't talk icons without the lion.
The king, no question.
Yeah. Folklore everywhere seems to agree. Strength, courage, leadership, majestic rulers. What strikes you most about lions and their stories?
It's that immediate awe they command, isn't it? It connects straight to that idea of kingship. In many traditions, just hearing a lion roar or seeing one was like a sign.
A sign from ancestors, maybe?
Sometimes, yes. Influencing decisions, embodying authority. I actually had an encounter very early in my guiding days that really hammered this home for me.
Oh, yeah. I remember you mentioning a pretty intense lion story once. What actually happened? Must have been something, being that close.
It was intense. My tracker, Justice, brilliant guy. We'd tracked this kill, a leopard's kill, we thought, but a big male lion had obviously stolen it.
Ah, classic lion move.
Exactly. So we followed the drag marks for maybe a kilometer. And suddenly, there he was, under an African wattle bush, just staring, growling.
Whoa. What did you do?
Froze. Completely froze. Justice was right behind me, put his hand on my shoulder, just steady, very calm.
Nowhere to run, I suppose. Just wait. Heart pounding?
Heart definitely pounding. We just stood there. The growling stopped after a bit. He sort of glanced away for a second.
No chance.
We took one tiny step back, very slow. And then, I don't know why, he just jumped up and bolted. Ran off the other way completely.
No way.
Yeah. We just stood there for a second, totally stunned. Then we just burst out laughing. Pure adrenaline,
Oh, I can imagine. Relief turning straight into laughter.
It felt like a judgment almost. Like he saw we weren't a threat, we were respectful, and the bush just sort of let us pass.
Yeah.
Taught me a lot about staying calm.
Wow. What a lesson. Almost a rite of passage. But some animals command respect differently through elusiveness. The leopard.
Ah, yes. The master of mystery.
Your sources say folklore sees them as mysterious, cunning symbols of transformation.
Yeah.
Like they move between our world and the unseen world.
And their elusiveness feeds right into that, doesn't it? They're so hard to find sometimes. It reinforces those mystical ideas appearing and disappearing, like magic.
Moving between realms.
Exactly. I had an encounter with a female leopard, Zudulu, that really made me think about that connection. It was quite profound.
Leopards in camp? I've heard those stories. What happened with Zudulu? Was she near the lodge?
Our lodge wasn't fenced, so animals moved through. We'd seen Zudulu's cub earlier that morning, quite close by. Then later, I was on the breakfast deck just chatting.
Okay.
And one of the waiters just taps my shoulder. "Brother!" He says, "Look, there's a leopard." I sort of laughed, A leopard, broad daylight, on the deck.
Was she there?
Right there, maybe 4 meters away, just standing there looking at me. And she was chuffing.
Chuffing, like the sound they make for cubs.
Exactly, that soft sort of breathy sound. She was chuffing right at me. I froze everyone, told them, "Don't move a muscle."
Incredible. What was going through your mind?
She came a bit closer, still chuffing, looking me straight in the eye, it felt like.
Yeah.
Like she was asking me something. Have you seen my cub? Where is he? I just felt this wave of worry from her.
Wow. So vulnerable. What did you do with guests right there?
I very slowly, carefully moved the guests back, putting myself between them and her. Kept eye contact. She then went up a nearby tree, called again, looked back at me one last time.
Oh, man.
Tail went up. She gave this final sort of growly call, almost like a thank you or maybe sorry to bother you, and walked off towards where we'd seen the cub.
Unbelievable.
It really left me thinking. It felt like a real communication, a belief that maybe, just maybe, we can coexist if the respect is there. Deep respect.
What a story. Truly remarkable. Okay, shifting gears a bit. The African savanna elephant, always revered, aren't they? Symbols of wisdom, strength, family bonds.
Ancient beings, that's how they feel, connected to the earth itself.
And you see that wisdom, right? In the herds, the matriarchs.
Oh, absolutely. Watching a matriarch lead her family, the way they care for each other, protect the young, it mirrors that folklore perfectly. It feels like witnessing living history, ancient knowledge being passed down.
And then the African buffalo, another powerful one. Your notes mention strength, resilience, those strong communal bonds, guardians of the savannah again.
They definitely embody that guardian spirit. Buffalo are, well, famously unpredictable. Knowing the folklore about their collective strength, their role as guardians, it really shapes how you guide around them.
Cautious respect, I imagine.
Always. Deep respect. You understand the power of that herd, how fiercely they protect each other. They stand as one, this incredible, formidable unit. Pure collective will.
Yeah, you don't mess with a buffalo herd. Okay, next up, the African cheetah, pure speed.
Breathtaking speed.
Folklore sees them as symbols of swiftness, agility, cunning, sometimes almost mythical, right? Creatures of grace and speed.
And watching one hunt, it is almost ethereal. The way they move, that incredible burst of focus, speed, and precision, it connects right back to that mythical status.
Watching a living legend.
Exactly. Perfectly designed. A true marvel of nature.
And last of the icons on this list, the painted wolf, the African wild dog.
Ah, the painted dogs. Such amazing animals.
Their folklore really emphasizes family, unity, cooperation. Guardians of the natural order, it says here.
And it's so true to life. Their social structure, the way they hunt together, care for the pack, the pups. It's a perfect example of that folklore in action.
Real teamwork.
Incredible teamwork and family bonds. Every time you see them, it's just this powerful reminder of community strength, of the natural order working beautifully. They're quite inspiring, really.
It's so clear listening to all this. These stories, this folklore, they aren't just old tales. They genuinely shape how people see and interact with the bush today.
Absolutely. It goes beyond just knowing animal behavior. It's this deep embedded cultural understanding of their spirit. It shapes respect.
Yeah.
And sometimes fear, too.
And sometimes these beliefs are used in daily life, too, right, to explain things.
Precisely. You know, like the legend of the Tokolosha, that mischievous, sometimes malevolent, imp-like spirit in Xhosa and Zulu folklore.
I've heard of the Tokolosha, yes.
Well, sometimes if something goes missing or something bad happens, people might blame the Tokolosha. It can be a way to avoid conflict within the community, deflect blame, maintain harmony. It shows how deeply these beliefs affect everyday life, even psychology.
That's fascinating. A way to manage social dynamics. And other customs, too, like not pointing.
Yes, things like not pointing directly at certain animals or avoiding saying their names out loud at night. It all stems from that deep reverence, respect for the spirit of the wild.
It really adds layers of meaning. Let's go back to those encounters you mentioned. The lion one with Justice, the encounter of male lion and Justice. You said you were terrified being new, but Justice was calm.
He was my rock in that moment. My heart was trying to escape my chest, but he just put his hands on my shoulders, completely still. His calmness sort of flowed into me.
And the lion just leaving.
Completely unexpected. After all that tension, that growling standoff, for him to just run off, and then that explosion of laughter between us, the adrenaline dump, it really did feel like the bush itself acknowledged our respect, our stillness, and just let us be. A lifelong lesson in composure, for sure.
And the leopard, Sidulu, at the breakfast table. That seemed less about fear and more about connection.
Oh, absolutely. That moment was so intimate, so vulnerable. Her chuffing, that direct eye contact, it really felt like she was communicating, asking for help. It went way beyond just seeing an animal.
It changed something for you.
It solidified this deep belief I have that real understanding, real coexistence is possible, but it has to be built on absolute respect. It felt spiritual, A dialogue without words.
These stories really highlight something important, don't they? When
Yeah.
people come on safari, it's easy to get caught up in the checklist.
Wait.
See the big five, tick them off.
Yeah, the checklist chasing.
But approaching it with reverence, with an open heart, knowing these stories, it changes everything.
It really does. It transforms just viewing an animal into having an encounter with a living legend. You're connecting with centuries of belief, watching an ancient narrative play out right in front of you.
And that connection, that ancient wisdom, it even stretches up to the stars, doesn't it? Your source mentions stories of the sky.
Yes, the constellations hold lessons too. Like Scorpius, the big scorpion. The story teaches us to stay humble and be mindful of our actions.
A good lesson for anyone out here in the wild, a reminder of our place.
Definitely. And then there's Canis Major, the great hunting dog, symbolizing loyalty, bravery, unbreakable bonds. That resonates so much with us guides and trackers. Our lives depend on those bonds with each other and with the bush itself.
It's all connected.
Yep.
Earth and sky.
Woven together. These stories are part of the fabric of life here.
Incredible wisdom to think about. Well, that brings us near the end of this deep dive. Next time, we're going to shift focus a bit. We'll move from these powerful icons.
The predators and giants.
Exactly. And we'll explore the fascinating world of the herbivores, their role in the ecosystem, their own unique stories. And trust me, some of their tales are just as surprising. You won't want